Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, I'm not in my normal kitchen. I'm back in Cambrils, which is a little town very close to Barcelona, and I'm actually moving at the moment, so things are a little here and there. It's a little chaotic, as you know, with moving. So today I've decided on doing a very easy and simple recipe for you. We're going to be making some drowned eggs, or drunken eggs, depending on how you want to look at them. Or in Spanish they're called huevos ahogados. So it's a very easy and simple recipe. We're going to be making a sauce first, and then we're going to be poaching the eggs in the sauce instead of actually poaching them in water and then adding them. So it's a little different. So before I show you my method on making this, be sure to like the video down below, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already guys, to help my channel grow, and now I'll explain how we make this. So for the recipe, this is a tomato chili based sauce, and as always you can add or supplement any of the ingredients that you want. Today we're going to be using tomatoes, some chilies, onions, garlic, a bit of cilantro, a little bit of chicken stock as well, and of course salt and pepper, etc, etc. But if you're using any dried chilies like I am today, you want to add a bit of hot water before to them to let them soak, because we're going to blend this at the end. It just helps save time, so you're not waiting for one ingredient or the other. Now, to make this recipe, we're going to dice the tomatoes, cut and de-seed the peppers as well. Soak the peppers if you're using dried, like I said. You're going to dice the onions, peel them. You can brunoise, it doesn't matter because we're going to blend this. If you want this a little chunkier, then you want to cut everything in basically 1 centimeter size cubes, so mirepoix size, everything, the tomatoes and the onions and the peppers, and then you can just saute like this if you want. It's up to you. With the garlic, you're just going to slice it because we're going to blend it. It doesn't really matter. And the cilantro, we're going to add at the end because we want it fresh. We don't want it brown. So to cook this, there are 2 methods. One, you can either do the oven method, which is super easy. You're going to cut all the mise en place that you have. You're going to put it in a baking tray, add a bit of oil on top and salt, and then mix everything together, and then throw it in the oven and roast the vegetables until they're done. Take them out and then blend them. This is one method, and I can't do this method today because my oven doesn't work very well, so I'm going to show you the stovetop method. So if you're doing it my way, you're just going to take a decent sized pan that you have, saute the onions and the tomatoes with the garlic and peppers, and of course the dried chili. If it's flexible by now and if it's hydrated, add it. Just saute until everything is cooked and everything reduces. You want a bit of color on the sauce because it adds flavor. You can add a bit of paprika as well to it if you want. Now after it's finished cooking, whether you use the oven or the stovetop, you're going to take the sauce into a container and blend it in a blender, hand blender or whatnot. You can add a little bit of chicken stock to this now. Then we're going to take the sauce, put it back into the saute pan, and let this come back up to a boil to let it cook. Once it comes back up to a boil, we're going to add the eggs. Now, you want to put this on low heat when you add the eggs, so it's not bubbling away and it's not going to destroy the eggs. And you also may want to put a top on it. Or, again, you can pop it in the oven if you're using a cast iron skillet. It doesn't matter. As soon as the egg whites are done, after several minutes of cooking, they're done. Because we're poaching the eggs in the sauce instead of in a boiling pot of water, it makes it a very unique dish. Now once the eggs are done, you can take a little bit of chopped cilantro, add it on top, add a bit of cheese as well, a bit of feta or a bit of goat cheese if you want, and you can also take a bit of bread or some tortillas, heat them up, and you have a very easy and tasty breakfast for you guys to try at home. So for more easy and tasty recipes guys, be sure to like my videos down below, follow me on Instagram as well, and subscribe to my YouTube channel of course. And as always, this recipe is one of those recipes that you can make ahead of time. You can make the sauce the day or 2 days before, and if you make enough, it saves you time, energy, and money, like always. So you always need to think about this when you're cooking, to work ahead. because trust me, it saves you a lot of time and energy. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you again very, very soon.